Hey, better late than never. Coming up today, Keith Billis, John Krasinski, or is it John Kraski? We're breaking it down 2024, a year in review, right here on LinkedIn on a special edition of Mornings in the Lab. And yes, no, I'm not Remy Shand. I'm the host. I'm Keith Billis. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
Nobody is expecting John.
If the lady's saying that, you're just
Being as a super
Entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? Is that
There we go. There we go. Coming to you from the street sidewalks of somewhere in the world. Yeah, street sidewalks. I don't know. From a couple of billboards. You got Kraski, you got Billis. We're breaking down 2024 here on LinkedIn. What are the highlights in John's life? What are the highlights in my life? I know my highlight was I met the guy. Yeah, I met the guy. Not in person, though. No, I didn't get picked up in the car like Josh McLean. I think that highlight made the list. I know one day Kraski's going to pick me up. We're going to wear the sunglasses. We're going to cruise through Beverly Hills, head up to the Hollywood sign, all that great shit. So listen, let's get after it. Let's bring in the man, Mr. Kraski.
Wow.
What's
That
going on?
opening is high energy. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I like you having you here, man. This is awesome. I know we've been kind of hanging out, doing this, just kind of figuring it all out. We're making it happen here today for a special edition of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. I put the jacket on for our appearance today, and I'm excited to break down this 2024 year in review. I know we got about 45 minutes or so, but how are you? How's your morning been? Dude, were you up since like 2 o'clock this morning or what?
I was up at 2. Yeah, it's wild because I flew up to Seattle on Monday, hung out with my mom. Yeah, and then I went to a breakfast with Brian Evergreen, one of the top AI minds in the world.
Yes.
AWS Venture Innovation.
Yes.
It was an amazing breakfast. I was very blessed and thankful to be in a room with such amazing people. And then I flew back yesterday. Got home at like 6. Had some dinner, did some like LinkedIn stuff, went to bed, and then woke up, did some more LinkedIn stuff, and then now I'm here. So, but the LinkedIn stuff's done now. I got all my LinkedIn stuff done for the rest of the week. So I do it in batches. People think I spend more time on LinkedIn than I really do, but it's okay. It's all good.
I wanted to ask about that. Let's talk about before we get into 2024 year in review. A lot of people are fascinated with the John Kraski LinkedIn experience. You're a machine. You're not in the pods. You're not a guru, even though you're kind of a guru. You're not in the pay for play. I got to ask you about the pay for play post you put up a couple of days ago because I'm quite fascinated by that as well. You're talking about something very different than the pay for play that we're all used to. Let's talk about LinkedIn, Kraski.
Well, the pay for play. I just thought it was an interesting data point. So I would just say that things are kind of changing, right? It's almost like LinkedIn saying, hey, wait a second, we're going to juice it on our end, but you're going to pay us to do it, right? They're almost taking a little bit of the control away from the pods and all those things. The pods are just wild. I was just thinking about the pods. I don't fully understand all the dynamics of the pod. I just know you have to pay. It's a lot of the whiteboard and billboard nonsense we see running through our feeds.
Yes,
those people, because you're just like, wait, how did this like stale quote on a bus stop literally get 2,000 reactions? It has over 170 reposts.
Right?
It makes no sense. But the repost is wild because it's not like the people in those pods are necessarily reposting. So they obviously have access to like a reposting farm. Somebody did a post today about these reposting farms.
Yes, I saw that. Daniel Sternum with those 3,000 fake profiles, bunch of computers on the wall, and just scrolling and liking and
it's wild. It's wild. I mean, honestly, I think I looked at my I think I had I had like a monster week a few weeks ago. I think I had a total of 16 reposts over the whole week. So it's not even logical, but whatever. So I think it's interesting data point that maybe LinkedIn's like, hey, wait a second. We get the game, but we're going to take control of the game and we're going to get paid for it. So it's a smart play on LinkedIn's part, but I mean, my feed is just, it's insanity right now. It's insanity. It's just so much nonsense. Now I'm seeing animal videos all the time, monkey videos with like monkey videos. And like, are you getting a lot of that in your feed too? Just like, repurpose videos from other platforms, just like, and then they try to like add some thought leadership.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's more cringe than the sexy selfie stuff. I honestly bring back the sexy selfies. I want more sexy selfies in my feed at this point. Less animal videos.
No, I think this is the sound effect for the sexy selfie. Hey, Johnny, so you know what I'm curious about is, and here's what fascinates me, is that you get all these folks doing the monkey videos and all these goofy videos, and then they brag about all the views and all the impressions and so forth, and I'm like, wait a minute. Really?
Yeah, really. And really, what kind of brand? And you know, the thing is, I look at some of these people and they're not gaining a lot of followers. They're not actually building a community. What kind of brand are you building? You want to be known for monkey videos with like some lame thought leadership in the end? I mean, it's no different than the stale quotes on billboards, generic motivational advice on whiteboards. It's the same nonsense. So I don't know. I have a dream. I think like people are wanting more smaller targeted communities. Honestly, I'm going to do a post about this probably like this weekend, but like literally imagine this scenario. Let's play a game. Say I'm actually giving away one of my posts. This is gold, but just imagine you had $20 and each dollar you could follow one person. That's it. Your whole feed. So you could only follow a total of 20 people.
Yeah.
Like, who would you follow? Because honestly, I think you would really, really take a step back and be like, wow, okay, I can only follow, my community 20 people. I have to actually pay $1 for each of these people. Like, what does that community look like? Because I guarantee you'd have a dramatically looking different feed, the way you'd interact, probably different energy every day. You're taking on a lot of energy. I don't care. People are like, oh, just unfollow those people. At this point, I've done that exercise multiple times. You can't. It's a tidal wave. It's overwhelming. They're gonna continue to feed your feed with other stuff, even if you unfollow a bunch of these people. So it's like, I just think it'd be interesting because I'm just like, wow, I almost want to have like a LinkedIn burner account, a separate account where I start fresh. And I'm just going to be thoughtfully, really, really, really be very careful about who I connect with, who I follow. I'm just curious. I think I'm going to do it just for fun. Just have like a top. Maybe it'll be John Krasinski. Maybe it'll be actually John Krasinski.
There you go.
Right? Yeah. But I am starting to dream of that because I think my favorite part of LinkedIn at this point is when I meet amazing people. And maybe there's a group of us, and then we have our own WhatsApp group or text chain, and like that's where I have the most fun on LinkedIn. It's almost it's an off-platform, smaller targeted conversations, and I think that's where we're going with communities in general, right? So
I agree. Jacob Irwin with Shaken Brother, I see you there in the comments there. Johnny, so you're an AI dude and you get technology. I want to share with you something I've been thinking about and reading about and giving some thought to. I believe I read somewhere that LinkedIn's going to lean more into this metric next year. Let's think about what AI can do and does really well. AI can like something. AI can comment on something. AI can effectively repost something. But I would say right now in 2025, in anyways, the ability for AI to have an ongoing conversation in the comments, very difficult. So if I'm looking at engagement and I'm looking at value, you can see something that's very human happening when you have a massive conversation happening within your post. That to me is, I think, where we're going to see a lot of value in 2025. And forward, I'll be honest with you, where I'm leaning into my business is creating community around content and around conversation, right? I love it. I mean, I told you first time I was on the show. Yeah. I think you have like literally the production quality, like just the interview style. Like you have one of the best shows on LinkedIn, if not the best show. I mean, like everybody should be on your show. Thanks,
like I'm telling you. Yeah. Literally, it's and everybody that I've known from my community that's come on the show, they've loved it. They've loved the experience. And it's an amazing experience. And it's these smaller, targeted, impactful communities with like-minded, like-spirited people. That's where we all want to head, I think, and that's where we will head. So
speaking of
great, so LinkedIn is great. LinkedIn has been great, but LinkedIn is like way different than when I really got active here 3 years ago. It's way different. The vibe's different, but I guess it's like pick your poison, right? Of all the social platforms that are out there, it's still probably the best one if you want to connect with people that are looking to level up their careers, their lives, whatnot, their networks. So it's still, I guess, best in class. But I think there's going to be a new wave of these more smaller targeted communities. So I dream of that too. I know what my community would like. I want people that want to wake up at 2 a.m. and respond to comments on LinkedIn and then be at the gym at 5 a.m. and go to bed at 8, and like that's what I want. I want a really smaller target community of people that literally are like kind of like me, the way they conduct their lives and just the way they think. And I think that's where we're heading. But you have to figure out the platform and how that's going to look, right? So
let's do this. Before we get into 2024 year in review, I took your post. I did something fun, man. I've been
wow.
Working with AI stuff. So you know what I guess I'll share a secret. What the hell? As I like to do here in the show. So share a secret.
Yeah.
I'm really leaning into the Gamma platform, the Gamma app, gamma.app. Dude, I can create content in seconds that I can use for production on the show. So Nation, you're learning something quite, right here in front of you. So Jimmy, pull up that slide here. We're going to run a little, John's journey on LinkedIn. So we're going to pull it up and we're going to use as our B-roll here on the show. And then we're going to get to 2024 year in review here. So John, let's talk about your journey on LinkedIn. So let's throw that up there, Jimmy, and let's kind of play with this live in real time here. So,
okay.
Your approach to authentic connections, the power of dedication and hours daily on LinkedIn, 3 years you've been on here, 365 days, and you're approaching 100,000 followers, aren't you?
Yeah, we're close. I had on average like 500 a week, something like that. So I mean, I really blew up. I mean, I blew up when I was in the Web3 space and I was working for a startup backed by Mark Cuban and Ashton Kutcher. So that definitely helped my trajectory, but I've stayed consistent because Web3 kind of blew up. It's not really as hot as it used to be. AI is obviously what the rage is these days. Yeah. But I continue to build my community and stay relevant somehow, right? So that's the biggest test that I was able to like continue to build even though I was not in a hot space in tech anymore. So it's amazing. So I think what I've done is build a community. I don't know what community I built exactly. I'm still figuring that out, but it's people that want to connect with fun, like-minded, spirited people.
It's true and clear you've built a community because
I built a community. I don't know. I built a community. It's wild. I don't even know what my community is. I couldn't even tell you what my community is though.
But you lean into I'm going to call maybe like the Seinfeldism of society.
Right.
You're a normal dude posting innocuous content that is largely meaningless and goofy. I love it though. And people just eat it up because it's from John Kraske.
Yeah.
They're hanging on the word. They're hanging on what you're saying. It's like, what's he going to say next? How ridiculous is it going to be next? Where is he going to be next? Picking up McLean at the airport or talking
to Odie shout out. The wow, wow, meow, meow.
Yes.
Shout out. Yeah. The Thomas Woodhams, wow, wow, meow, meow, boom, boom, bang, bang. Odie shout out. It's amazing. Yeah. I video post today. I'll do this after the show, but the kitty covers, they disappeared for a while. This is how the wow, wow, meow, meow started. Right. So I was doing the Odie shout outs and then Thomas Woodham saw the kitty and then he said, wow, wow, meow, meow. And so I was at this breakfast yesterday with Brian Evergreen and AWS Venture Innovation. And then somebody came up to me, literally a stranger. They just said, wow, wow, meow, meow. I was like, what? Like, it's wild. I guess.
I love it.
That was how they introduced themselves. And then a couple other people came up too and they're just like, I recognize you. And I was like, oh, probably LinkedIn. It's weird because 99% of my community, when we're talking about like I don't fully understand my community, 99% of the people that are interacting and see my content, they never comment, they never DM me, they're just never engaging with it. So I don't know who these people are, but there's this whole other, like the majority of the people that are in my community, I actually don't even know who they are. So I hope they're really amazing. I assume they're really amazing people that I would love to meet in real life. And it was kind of validated because I met 3 people that never have probably liked a post of mine, commented, DM'd me. No touch points that I would even know who they are. And then they came up and I was like, wow, I actually have some pretty cool people in my community. It was cool. It was very cool.
It's the community of John with Shake and Jeff Abracin. Wow, John Karaski, the Odoo shout out. We knew we were going to get the shout out, Jeff. We just knew we were going to get the shout out. And I see the comments there from LinkedIn user Hey, and a little quote there: create community around content and conversation. For some reason, I can't see I can't see your names there of who you are. Just pop your name into the comments there. Yeah, let's continue with that video. I'm sorry, that gamma, Jimmy. Johnny, how many hours a week do you create create videos? Like, do you do all your videos on one day, or do you do videos? No.
There's occasionally I'll shoot like the next day. Occasionally do that, but more often than not, I'll just shoot it that day. So yeah,
okay.
And I could usually do them one take at this point, because I've done well over 1,000 probably at this point. So I can do it in one take. I'll just go edit it into script, pop it up, boom. I think it's important. I think it's important because it maintains a human connectivity with my community.
Yes.
So just catching up my day. It like you said, innocuous, just random stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's important. They want the Odie shout out, which is
yes.
I guess it's just it never is going to go away. But yeah, I think it adds that layer. Right, it adds a layer to my community, whereas a monkey video or a stale quote on a billboard or a generic motivational advice on a whiteboard doesn't. So that's the funny part about a lot of those gurus. You never really see them doing videos or LinkedIn lives or really any collaborative efforts with their community. It's weird. You don't even they're like robots. They might as well be AI at this point. They might as well their next move should just become all fully AI, right? Because at this point, they're not even real humans. They're not even fun to hang out with.
No, I agree. So I have an intriguing question, which I don't even know if you have the answer to, but let's just postulate about it for a second. So what is there, 1 billion people on LinkedIn? Like, do you
there's a billion accounts. How many of them are active? It's probably 10% or max.
So would you think that within your sphere, you got like a Kevin Bacon-ish 3 to 6 degrees separation to most humans on the platform? Like, do you think most people on the platform know of John Kraske? Do you think? I would think so.
I would think so. But there's so many amazing people that I discover new profiles, and I'm like, wow, how have I not known that about this person? So I don't know if it's that is 6 degrees. Is it 6 degrees of separation from Ken Bacon?
Ken Bacon, yeah. We're the same age. I figured we'd relate.
No, I get it, but it's crazy. No, I get excited. I guess the most exciting thing is when I find a new exciting person on the platform that has been posting for a while, and I'm like, wow, I need to engage more with this kind of content and less monkey video. So the monkey video thing is like that's my new billboard thing. I don't know what's going on. It's so crazy. It's so crazy, these trends that come and go, right? And the other one that's kind of happening, like the notes feature on your phone. I see people they'll just type the note, take a screenshot, and then they'll put that in there, and then they'll take the same wording from the note and then put it on top of it, and somehow that necessitates great content. So I don't know. These trends are wild. I think you just see these people there. You could tell they're just trying to go viral, and I did the viral thing, honestly, on the threads late last year, early this year with the John Krasinski mess up. I had 10 million impressions. I had one post that had 4 million impressions. I had nothing. I met nobody on that platform. I know nobody on threads. Nothing ever happened. It was just I gobbled up tons of impressions, a bunch of followers, completely meaningless. And so that really drove home the point about how useless going viral is in most cases.
Most certainly. What's taking Antonio Sylvia? I see in there in the comments as well. Hey, you guys got questions in the comments? Throw in there for Kraske. Would love to. It's right now. Authenticity is absolutely the truth. Hey, John. So when it comes to one platform, I want to go here for a quick second. You have leaned exclusively into LinkedIn. I know we kind of mess around a little bit in threads. I've seen you over there, but you're not, at least I don't believe you're active on X or Substack or Facebook. You're very much a LinkedIn power user, or you're not even that active on Instagram, I don't believe. So you're very much LinkedIn. Would that be advice you'd say to a creator, or just very much lean into one and be great at one?
I would. Yeah. It reminds me of, there was a documentary. It was called Jiro Dreams of Sushi, and he's arguably the world's best sushi chef. But the reason why he is because that's all he's hyper focused on, right? Just like sushi, right? Like that's it. And just being the best sushi chef in the world. That's all. He's just hyper focused on one thing. Yeah, I would say the same thing with social media. I think, just own one platform and be the best. I would entertain. I think YouTube could be interesting to me. I would need a guide though. So that is the other thing too. Like these platforms are very different and at different level of expertise. I've sort of figured out LinkedIn. I guess I would probably be in the top 1%, top 1% of people that have figured out how to kind of like, build a community. Yes. But yeah, I would say I would pick one first and get good at it and build that confidence and momentum. And if you're struggling, I would say either seek help. And if that still doesn't work, then maybe you're on the wrong platform, and then experiment, and maybe look at other platforms, because I feel like there's one platform out there for everybody.
Absolutely. Yes.
But
yes.
I mean, I see Instagram. I don't even get Instagram. I don't get it. I'm definitely not.
What's interesting about platforms? What's interesting about platforms, brother, is how and we're going to do the 2024 year in review coming up in a few minutes here, folks. Platforms, how generational they are. Right, Facebook is a generation. Instagram is a generation. When you think about them, right? TikTok is really a generation. You know what platform I'm bullish on, and I got to be honest with you, I'm annoyed at myself. I haven't done better at, because I've been saying this for almost a year. So if I'm talking failure, I'm going to admit to it right now. I'm sucking at a platform I believe is part of the future, which is Substack. I'm really bullish on that platform. I think it's a great platform. It's unlike any other social platform out there, but I think there's a lot of opportunity over on the Substack platform.
It's social, huh? I don't know why. I just thought you would just go there and just like type up like newsletters and little blogs. I guess I got to go back on there. I don't even understand it. I don't understand that one. I don't understand Reddit.
I'm not a Redditor. No, I'm a LinkedIner and leaning very much into LinkedIn, building this big talk show here on the platform, and then obviously Substack and then YouTube. So my 2/3 are including that. But why don't we pivot to let's pivot to 2024 year in review. So Jimmy, why don't you surprise us? Producer Jimmy, who's helped me on the back of the scenes.
Wow.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Jimmy's hanging out. Jimmy joins us from the Philippines. A global show here, man. Global show.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy can't see the gamma. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, Jimmy, you can't see them. Okay, well then let's do this. And so what we're going to do instead is we're going to bring up John's LinkedIn. Let's just do this here while we're bringing this up on the show here. Hold on a second here. I lost my screen. There he is. Okay, so 2024 year in review. As I'm bringing up my visuals, let's just lean into one verbal thing. What's the one highlight for you? The one out of the 10 we're going to talk about here. What's the one major one? I know one for you that I really enjoyed watching from afar, but I want to hear yours first.
I would just say, honestly, just the meeting the amazing people in real life. So that's, to me, always my favorite thing. Like yesterday, I got to finally meet Brian Evergreen.
Yeah.
One of the world's top AI minds. So we've been talking for probably on and off over the last 6 months. And then we're actually working on something pretty cool for 2025.
Okay.
I'll be announcing soon. I can't say it now, but I thought it was important to level. I know when you meet somebody in real life, that's how you really level up the relationship. I think it's so important. The relationship completely takes a different dynamic. So there was a whole list of people that I met in real life in 2024. And it's so important. So I think that's, if I've done one thing better than most people, it's develop relationships online and then take those to real life. And I did that with my events community over the last 3 years, basically hosting 40 in real life events for my community around the world: LA, New York, Dubai, London, Amsterdam, Tel Aviv, Miami, Austin. So that, I think, is how you really, really, really make magic happen on LinkedIn.
Let's talk a little bit
in real life. Yeah, there's my boy Ryan. There he is.
Let's talk about.
I'm dropping 3 hot videos of him today. He dropped some crazy AI alpha for everybody. He's amazing.
Let's talk about it. So, leveling up your game in AI with John and Brian Evergreen. So he's an AI visionary. He's got unparalleled AI expertise, impactful AI insights, $20 billion investment supported, 12 plus 14 our client's top 10 management book. Talk a little bit about Brian Evergreen and why, a little more, Johnny, but why you're so excited about talking with him, meeting him for the first time. You're like, hey man, this guy's doing some great stuff.
Well, he's taller than me, so that's first off. I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4". He's
6'4".
He's 6'6". I'm 6'4". He's 6'6". So he's got a crazy holiday sweater game. He wore an amazing holiday sweater yesterday at his talk. But he's a former head of AI innovation at Microsoft. He also did a similar thing at Accenture and AWS. He thinks about AI very differently than other people out there, but he is one of these visionaries. This is where you want to hit your post if you're an organization or just learning to learn more about AI. He's amazing. He's got a book called Autonomous Transformation as well that was published by Wiley, the same publisher of my book Future Community was. So we had that in common. We're also both originally from Seattle area. We had that in common. I'm now in LA, but I'm originally from Seattle, in case you didn't know. So yeah, he's just a really great guy. There's a lot of AI noise out there. There's a lot of people that maybe just based on impressions and followers, they're considered AI thought leaders, but no, it's somebody like Brian. Again, it goes back to my point. He has a smaller following, and I think he's got 12,000 people or something like that, which is nothing to sneeze at. But there's other people that have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're just making so much noise. And they're getting people's ears. And in reality, it's these smaller, I'm telling you right now, it's the people that have a smaller communities more often than not, not always, but more often than not are the ones you should be listening to, the ones that are really delivering really good knowledge and information. So Brian Evergreen totally falls in that. But you know what? I have a bigger community. I'm better at making noise. Not to say that Brian can't do that as well, but I'm good at being noisy. So I'm going to be making sure that more people know about Brian. And I think once we announce what we're going to be doing in 2025, he's going to be on a lot more people's radars. But he's amazing. So cool.
Well, it's funny.
I can't say. I guess yes. If you can't tell, I'm bullish on Brian Evergreen in 2025.
Well, what's crazy is that you said it without actually saying it. Is that out of the 80,000 followers within your network, you've never met the fellow before. But all it takes is one person.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I got 79,000 other people there. I met Brian. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm going to, there's some cool stuff happening with this dude. So I find that quite fascinating that, it doesn't matter if you have 10,000, 80,000, all it takes is one person at the end of the day.
It's one. Right? I mean, he's probably, honestly, when 2025 hits and hopefully like the things that go according to plan, it'll be like, wow, he was one of those people that just completely transformed my life, my career. I believe he's that person. So I'm telling you, he's exceptional. I posted about him a lot. It's crazy. I can't even I can't even break through the noise of these people following these other people. I just like whatever. Whatever. You know what? At the end of the day, LinkedIn, social media, it's a video game, right? It's a video game.
So the next one, which I find is quite humorous, is John Kraske, the accidental sexiest man alive. Yeah, People Magazine suggested that you are the. So look at this mock-up of Kraske. We figured we'd find one with no hair of you.
Wow! I mean, wow! My ab game is looking insane.
That's exactly, yeah. You got a magazine cover and everything here. But John Kraske, John Krasinski, one and the same. Let's talk about this actually.
I mean, I guess it started with the threads, right? Because when I signed up for the threads. I started posting, and all of a sudden these posts just started pumping, and then I started looking at the comments, and everybody's like, "Wow, we love you in the office. We love you." Some guy got really pissed that Jack Ryan wasn't coming back for season 5. I think I don't even watch the show, but yeah, I was like, okay, the people think I'm John Krasinski, and the reason why is because he didn't have a Threads account. He still doesn't. So I realized like, wow, I can lean into it. And I guess we're not exactly the same age, but we're similar. And if you don't look close enough, because a lot of times these the your profile photos when you're
thumbs,
you don't. It's weird because there's so many people in my head. I have a visual of what they look like, and then I actually look at the profile in detail and zoom in, and I was like, wait, that's not like what I thought this person looks like. So I think that basically is what has happened with me and John Krasinski. it's the comparison on LinkedIn. Not as much. I think people know that I'm not him for the most part, but it is interesting, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should just start a LinkedIn account too and just start getting. I mean, I might as well build up his profile. I'll just talk. I'll pretend like I'm him, and then when he's ready to come on platform, I can just sell it to him, right? Or just hand it over to him.
That's right. Yeah,
right?
that could be your alias there. What's going on, Daniel Hall? Hey, Johnny, Daniel Hall, the good old Spot Pod guy there, doing some great work there on LinkedIn. The white hat dude who's just keeping everybody appraised of all those fun gurus. Johnny, the next one. Oh man, so you're dropping gold with this next one, 2024 moment, and it's this idea of John Kraski's whiteboard rethinking content strategy.
Wow, yeah.
I don't know about this one, man. Talk about this. So it's the whiteboard strategy.
Yeah. Well, that whiteboard is supposed to be my vision board, and it has a cork board on it too, which is the problem, right? So. It's not a true whiteboard. Yeah. I got bored one day with my vision board, and I realized, oh wait, I have a whiteboard. So I just like, all right, I'll just put up a few like stale generic quotes and see how it rolls. So
you mean like trust the process? Hey, I got to take the glass off for this one. The most original quote from Kraski lately has been, "Trust me on this one." Johnny.
Well, yeah. I mean, I talked about this. I was on. He's actually a fellow Canadian, actually. Okay. Adam Leventer. You should definitely follow him. He's got an amazing podcast. I went on it with Josh McLean. I've always been saying Josh McLean because that's the way like it looks like it's supposed to like, but it's actually McLean. Josh McLean.
Josh McLean, yes.
Yes, Josh McLean. So we went on his show, and I mean we sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about again?
We were talking about Daniel Lefter and I don't even remember myself. We were talking about. I'm just having too much fun here.
Yeah.
I know. But speaking of Josh McLean, speaking of McLean. Speaking of Josh McLean,
this is what happens. This is what happens when you wake up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
5 hours of sleep.
You had a fun experience. Picking up random LinkedIn connections at the airport.
Well, there is Josh
McLean. There he is right there. This was funny, man. Tell us about this experience, your 2024 highlight.
I mean, we connected on LinkedIn. We were chatting, and I think we started chatting. I got a copy of his book. I just told him how amazing his book was. Catalyst, amazing book. If anybody's looking to level up their life, their career, amazing book. But he just said, hey, I really want to meet, and I'm planning this trip to Vegas, but I'm gonna stop in LA just to meet you. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of pressure, right? So he's literally booking a flight just around me. So I was like, wow. Again, Pacific Northwest guy. He's in Portland. I'm from Seattle. He works at Nike. And I was like, okay, you know what? You're actually like literally taking time and money out of your bank account to specifically come to see me. So I said, the least I can do is pick you up. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to come to LA in the morning. We'll go grab lunch. And then I got to get my flight later in the afternoon to Vegas, where he had a business meeting. So I said, okay. So I picked him up, and then we went to Manhattan Beach. It was crazy though, because like I said on Adam Leventer's podcast, like I don't even pick up my friends, like my best friends at the airport. Literally, other than my mom, I don't pick up anybody at the airport. That's true. Like literally. So that's wild. And this is just I'm not going to say random LinkedIn connection, but it is. So it's a complete stranger, and I'm literally carving out time. I'm spending time. I'm using fuel to pick him up in my car, and it's crazy, but it was so worth it. We're such good friends now. We're working on some other things. He's amazing. He will be one of those people that will be friends for life. He's amazing.
But John, you know what you talk about? People often. Let's do some business marketing discussion for a second with folks. Folks, a brand isn't just a logo and a nice color. Like you talk about, you were saying to me in a fun way, I don't know what kind of community I have. I don't know what the hell my community is. Well, no, the reality is your brand, your values, your community, to me, John, are in many ways wrapped up in the Josh McLean experience. Like when I saw that video and I saw you bring it to life, and then actually a couple weeks later, you and I was talking about coming down to Beverly Hills, and it just didn't work out. But that's
100%.
But that to me is what told me everything about you. when I watch that video, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get Kraske right from that all in itself. So anybody who's wondering what a brand is, like, it's values, right? You're like, I'm going to go pick this dude up. I'm going to meet with him. I'm going to spend some time with him. I saw the picture you guys took later on in the day. And when folks get confused about what a brand is, it's
picking up random LinkedIn strangers at the airport. That is what a brand is. So there you go. You give me an idea. I think I should have that as my lead on my profile.
Well, and here's another lead for you. How about the other highlight for you, which was making money in the Middle East, exploring opportunities and experiences in the Middle East with Naha. And how do you make money in the Middle East was your question.
Well, that's what we're going to answer. So because the biggest question, because I was spending a lot of time in Dubai 2023, and that was the question people kept when people were reaching out. It was Westerners typically trying to figure out how to penetrate that market and make money. So I feel like this actually, even though I do a lot of entertaining content, I'm going to change it up in 2025. I'm going to really switch it. I'm going to flip it. Because I'm like a boxer. I'm going to you think you got me figured out, and I'm going to flip it. So expect the unexpected with my content, but we're going to go a lot more serious, I think, in 2025. We'll still have some fun, but I think it's going to skew. I would say 2024 is 80% entertaining, 20% serious, and we're going to flip it. So we're flipping it. So I already made a decision, and this will be one of the ways we flip it. So we're already lining up our first 3 to 4 guests. It's going to be super great. She's based in Dubai, and she used to live in Saudi Arabia. I think there's just a lot of interesting stuff going on. Aside from Dubai, I think Saudi Arabia is one to watch. So I think hopefully we'll provide you the information necessary to really understand that market and how you potentially could go there, conduct business, benefit from all the exciting things that's going on there. I think as a Westerner, it's a very misunderstood part of the world. So,
I agree. I'm all over. I'm all over that Kool-Aid with you. I aspire to do more things in Dubai and Saudi. You know what I'm quite excited about? I'd love to get folks on my show here, Johnny, is what's happening in Neom. Like, that's fucking fascinating to me. Sorry for the language, Nation.
But that thing's wild.
That's cool.
Wild. It's cool. I don't know. They've definitely had some road bumps.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of road bumps along the way, but that's pretty.
But they got crazy money there in Saudi. So,
oh my goodness.
It's funny. It's funny in Beverly Hills, and I think it also happens like in London and a couple other places. Yeah. But like you see all these Saudis and people from Dubai, they're all in Beverly Hills in July and August, September, and they even import their cars and stuff. You see like the license plates, you're just like, wow, it's wild. I mean, they got some crazy. If you could like ship your Maserati from Saudi to Beverly Hills for a few months, you got crazy money. Like that's crazy.
You got more money in your couch than I have probably than I've ever seen in my entire life. Johnny, next one. So other than your appearance on mornings, well, actually, no, this is fine because it's LinkedIn Live. Other than your appearance on mine, John's favorite LinkedIn Live ever, Discovering Your Purpose. Now, it looks like you had, it was Josh McClain, it was Antonio Savalas, it was Rachel Drunken-Needler. Talk about this one, man, because I saw this one. I love the energy of this discussion. Talk about why it was such a highlight for you.
I can't really explain other than the fact that when we were just there, the energy was insane.
Yeah.
We didn't even know. I had spoken to all of them individually, but I had never, I don't know why. It was a gut feeling. I think Josh and I had done one. Yeah, we had done a LinkedIn Live. And then I don't know. We were just like, during the course of that, we're just like, oh, I think they may have been interacting. I don't even remember, but I was just like, wait, we should. In my head, I was just like, wait, we should do something where the 4 of us. I just felt like the energy was matched, the missions, their messaging was kind of aligned. So it was just kind of a gut feeling. And then we started to chat, did it. And I guess my gut was right because we're planning to do more of those in 2025. So it's one of those things I can't quite articulate with words. It was just a feeling. The energy was unmatched. The comments were insane. We had almost 500 comments during the course of it. The community loved it. They want more of it. So you know what? The key to success on LinkedIn is the comments. Listen to what your community is telling you. That will dictate amazing content. So that's why I'm a comment machine. So you asked me originally about kind of my LinkedIn strategy. My community is highly comment driven. So honestly, if I just stop doing comments, my community probably just blows up because I've created that as the key foundational element of my community.
Yes.
So it is crazy, but it's so much work. It's so much work. The reality is, I was telling some people at Amazon yesterday that they were interested in creating personal brands on LinkedIn. I just said the amount of work you have to do to be successful is kind of crazy, to be honest with you. Sometimes
It's significant. It's significant. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam Posner, I see you there in the comments. Dude, I want to meet you. I want to have you on my show. And yes, you should wear some sunglasses on your podcast. But listen, I'm doing a show here. So it's
Adam has an amazing podcast. I've been on his show. Yeah.
I have.
You guys got to do something. You guys the energy I match. I love both of you so
much.
I've
watched Adam. Adam, I've watched your stuff too, brother. We got to do some shows together. I like your content too. I'm definitely a fan. Johnny, okay, next one is we're working for 2024. I love this one too. Meeting Amrapali Gan, creator's biggest opportunity. Johnny.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. We actually, I had met her 20 years ago. It's crazy with some of my I met her, but I didn't even realize it. Me and my friends had met her and her friends in Las Vegas back in like 2005, I think. So when I was in grad school, and then one of my friends messaged me a couple of years, maybe like a year ago, and it's like, oh, do you realize oh wow, she became the CEO of OnlyFans. That she did that for a little bit, and then she decided she wanted to do her own thing. So she ended up speaking here in Los Angeles, where I'm at right now at Soho Works during A16Z Tech Week, and she was talking about the future of the creator economy. And it's crazy. I just shot a few videos or whatnot, and one of hers was just talking about the future of the creator economy. And yeah, that was crazy. That was my most successful post in terms of impressions. But you know what's crazy? I did a post today. Literally, I didn't have any posts over 200,000 impressions, which is crazy. And I saw these people talking about how they had 1 million video impressions. I'm just like, man, I'm a grinder. I'm just put it into shifts. I think my most successful post on LinkedIn ever was maybe 800,000 impressions, but I've never had anything like 1 million.
Yeah.
And
honestly, it's not a monkey video, Johnny. I know.
I need the monkey video. Dude. I want a monkey masterclass, monkey video masterclass. I want that's what we need. We need that.
So you know what we do need then. So you're talking about master classes. I do have something that that you did also post about here for your where did my screen go here? You did also post about your 2024 highlight talking master classes, Johnny. It is your, oh no, I got this one here. We're going to get the masterclass one next. John Kraski's hilarious Google adventure, the untold story of how not getting hired led to an unforgettable workplace experience, the great Google mix-up.
I would just play around with different forms of content. So I think that one kind of channels some of those Stephen Watson vibes, who's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He's insane. He's insane. I love him, but he's so mental. But yeah, I always have secretly dreamed of working at an Amazon or Google, but it hasn't happened. I think if I really put my mind to it, I could. I think if I actually put the amount of energy I put into LinkedIn to that pursuit, I could. So that was almost a weird kind of funny fantasy of kind of showing up to Google, but not actually being hired. So I don't know. We'll see. I was at the Amazon office yesterday. Man, the vibes were so good. From the reception desk to security, everybody was so nice and kind. And whatever, obviously Amazon, there's always going to be people that don't 100% love everything that happens in your culture. But I was just all the touch points from start to finish. Really, it was really impressive. I was like, wow, this seems like a really great place to work. Just in good vibes, good energy. So yeah, the Amazon, Google's, Meta's they probably get a lot of flack for return to work and this and that. But at the end of the day, they pay their employees super well, and they create great workspaces and great environments. So you could hate on anything you want. You have two choices when you wake up. You can be negative energy or positive energy. So you choose which road you want to go down, right?
Well, speaking of positive energy, I loved your LinkedIn post one a couple of weeks ago, which was when Elliot Hill got his appointment to the new Nike CEO, and within 24 hours, you were commenting on how he went from X to Y.
he blew up, but I was
I
just
know.
it was crazy. I mean, he literally he's again. See, this is my point. These people that have low like not a lot of followers. This guy was
Yeah.
literally one step away from becoming CEO of Nike, and then some other
Yes.
happened, internal stuff happened. So he then retired. But it was crazy. He was definitely under 20,000, and then all of a sudden he blew up just by becoming the CEO of one of the biggest and most successful companies in the history of the world. Right. So it was kind of mocking some of these growth experts and stuff
I
like
know.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still. I mean, he's still at 100K. He's not even close to a lot of these other, crazy gurus that have 6-10 times, the amount of followers. So I think it's just funny commentary that literally, like, these are the kind of people you should be paying attention to, right? So,
Well, speaking of mocking, which is why I've made stupid fun of LinkedIn profiles and banners with my ridiculous banner and profile.
dude, that thing's wild, man. That's epic. It's so wild. It's so wild. It's so wild, but it stands out. I'll tell you that. It definitely stands out.
Speaking of standing out, the last of our 2024 highlights before we rock and roll out of here, Johnny, is
Yeah.
your journey on LinkedIn, your approach to authentic connections, the power and dedication of 3+ hours daily on LinkedIn. We leaned in this at the beginning here, but let's talk about, I think this was the last one here that I had in your, I think that wrapped it all up, but that was those were all of our 2024 highlights of the year. I went through all of them actually. Yeah, I absolutely did. And we talked about this one earlier. So there we go, my friend. We capitalized on your entire 2024 highlights. For me, it was your Josh McClain experience. That was mine because I've been following on the platform, and that just everything in that one post told me everything I needed to know about you. I've been interacting with you and getting to know you, but that post, like, okay, I know the guy now. Good. That's all I needed to know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing too. Every post hits different for different people in your community. It's weird. Sometimes I do posts and I'm just like, wow, that it's weird. It'll resonate with a certain percentage and doesn't. I mean, there's certain posts that there's people I love. I'm just not going to comment on the post. I'm just like, this is not my lane. I don't want, I don't want anything to do with it. And it's the same happens with stuff, we all post. So it's always interesting what hits differently, but I really appreciate that. I do want to pick up more people at the airport in 2025. So just book your air travel. Let me know when you're coming to LAX, and we'll be ready. We'll get the car, washed and all shined up, and we'll be ready to roll. I'll even put my driving gloves on. Maybe you got to give me like a cap like that. That's almost like a little driving cap. So maybe we get that.
That's right. You've always said to me, Billis, I don't know how the hell I'm going to monetize my community. Well, Johnny, it could be the Krasky pickup service from LAX airport, man. You just
dude, LinkedIn Uber, like, dude, that is amazing. I love that idea. It's genius. It's genius. Please book your air travel. I am open for business, ready to pick you up.
So this was fun. I'm glad we got a chance to do this and hang out before the end of the year. I know that we're doing a lot of talk offline as well. Let's do this again. Let's continue to catch up throughout the year.
We gotta meet in real life. I mean, you're on my list. I have like a long list of people I want to meet in real life in 2025.
100%, absolute commitment of mine. I will tell you one thing though, and I want to just reveal a vulnerability of mine because I've been saying this to my kids and my family. You know why I haven't traveled much lately, Johnny? It's because I haven't feel like I've earned it. I've been building this platform, building this business, and I could take money from what I earned yesterday, but I'm like, no, that's not a message I want to send to my kids. So as we pivot into monetizing this platform in 2025, and I start earning it, I'll be getting on an airplane, hanging out with you and seeing you. But I just want to say this really sincerely. I appreciate the support you've been giving me. I'm just a small little creator, and I love your energy as well. I love how you support me and what I'm doing. I love how you support the small creators, and let's keep collaborating, my friend. And
amazing. I want to see you. I want to collaborate. I think you and Poser should like figure out a way to collaborate.
I agree.
You guys, like, he has an amazing podcast, great show. You guys, your production quality is so high. Like, people don't understand. You guys have leveled up, like, what it means to create great content, both of you. So
speaking of great content, when's the next drop of Life with John Krasky?
Figuring it out. Yeah. We're gonna do more episodes. It's crazy. I'm sitting on a whole batch of content, and I need to edit it, and it'll be good. I did the first few just to test it, just to see what was hitting and whatnot. So we're gonna go back and just kind of.
I love them.
Re-edit. We have a lot of great stuff coming. So get ready for more of that. That's that again. Like, it's back on my agenda of flipping it. 80% of my content is gonna be more serious, more knowledge filled, more informational. 20% we'll still have some humor. Gotta have the humor. But sorry, Denny's fluffy pancakes and fluffy dogs. You're gonna be you're going to be taking a little of a back seat in 2025. So.
All right, back seat to the Denny's and the puppies and the billboards, but the front seat is Keith and Johnny are getting in the car and we're going to drive ourselves out of the lab here. Mr. Kraske, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We're going to chop this up. We're going to give you some content for your feed, and we're going to show everybody what we do here in the lab, and we're going to keep going. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, myself, John Anderson, C. Marty Fit. Johnny, thanks, brother. We'll talk to you, okay?
It was amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. So much fun. And yeah.
Awesome.
Let's do it again.
All right. Thanks, Johnny. Take care, buddy.
All right. Bye.